My name is Lily Hartman, and this is the story of the unexpected adventure that changed my life forever. I work as a software engineer in a small city in the United States. My days are usually quiet and predictable. I wake up, I drink my coffee, I write code, and I go home. Nothing dramatic ever happens. Nothing exciting, nothing surprising. Life is simple, and sometimes a little too simple. One Monday morning, I went to the office like any other day. The elevators were slow as always. The hallway lights flickered a little, and my coworkers looked half awake. I sat down at my desk, turned on my computer, and started reviewing lines of code. After a few minutes, I heard my name. Lily, the boss wants to talk to you. My heart dropped. I froze. Hearing the words, the boss wants to see you, never feels good. I took a deep breath and walked toward his office. 100 thoughts rushed through my mind. Did I make a mistake? Was something wrong with the project? Was I going to lose my job? But when I opened the door, my boss was smiling. Not the kind of smile that hides bad news, but a real, warm smile. Lily, he said, you did an amazing job with the last project. The company earned a lot because of your work. So we want to give you something. He handed me a white envelope. My hands were shaking. I opened it slowly. Inside was a plane ticket, a 4-day vacation to Canada, all expenses paid. I stared at it for a few seconds. I almost could not believe it. I had never been to Canada. I barely traveled at all. My boss laughed when he saw my shocked face. You deserve it, he said. Go relax for once. 2 weeks later, I landed at Toronto Pearson Airport. The moment I stepped out of the plane, everything felt new. The air was cool. The airport was huge. People were moving everywhere, and I felt small in the middle of it all. I followed the signs. But after a few minutes, I realized something. I had no idea where my hotel was. I checked my phone, but the map looked confusing. I turned in circles with my heavy suitcase. My arms were tired. My feet hurt. I felt embarrassed and a little overwhelmed. Then I heard a gentle voice. Are you lost? I looked up. A young man stood a few steps away. He looked about my age. Tall, casual clothes, kind eyes, and a friendly smile. Yes, I admitted. I cannot find my hotel. Let me help, he said. My name is Ethan. He checked the address and laughed softly. You are on the wrong side of the airport. Come on. I will show you where to gather. We walked together. He carried my suitcase without me even asking. He helped me get a taxi and even talked to the driver. so I would not get confused again. When I reached my hotel, I turned to him. "Thank you so much." "Anytime," he said with a smile. "Enjoy your stay." The next morning, I decided to explore Ottawa. I visited Parliament Hill. The buildings were tall and beautiful. I took pictures, walked around the gardens, and watched the changing of the guard ceremony. The soldiers wore red uniforms and marched perfectly in sync. It felt like a scene from a historical movie. After the ceremony, I walked until I reached a bus stop. I checked my map again, and once again, I felt confused. I got on the wrong bus and ended up somewhere from where I wanted to be. The sun was starting to go down. The streets were quiet. For the second time on this trip, I felt lost. I stood at a corner, holding my map, not sure what to do next. Then I heard a familiar voice. "Lily, is that you?" I turned around. It was Ethan. I could not believe it. "You again?" I said, laughing. "I think I am lost again." He laughed too. "Do not worry. It happens to everyone. Let me help you." We walked together, and I felt something strange, something warm. It was almost like fate was pushing our paths together. Ethan brought me to a small ice cream shop near the river. It was cozy and quiet. We ordered different flavors. I chose strawberry. He chose pistachio. We talked for hours. He told me he worked as a freelance photographer. He showed me some of his pictures. They were stunning. He captured forests, mountains, lakes, and little moments that most people would never notice. "You have a real gift," I said. He smiled. "Thank you." Photography feels like magic sometimes. We exchanged phone numbers before he walked me back to my hotel. That night, my phone buzzed. It was Ethan. "Would you like to have coffee tomorrow? I know a place you will love." My heart fluttered a little. I typed back quickly. "Yes, I would love that." The next morning, he picked me up. The coffee shop was small and warm, with big windows that looked over the river. We ordered pastries and talked about everything: work, dreams, childhood memories. I felt comfortable with him in a way that surprised me. He made me laugh easily. After coffee, we walked along the river. The sun reflected on the water. Birds flew above us. The air was cool and gentle. Then Ethan stopped walking. "Lily," he said softly, "I know we just met, but I feel something special when I am with you." I looked into his eyes. "I feel it too," I whispered. He took my hand, and we walked in peaceful silence. But time moves fast when life is beautiful. My last day in Canada arrived too soon. Ethan came to the airport to say goodbye. He handed me a small gift. It was a framed photo of the river we walked beside, glowing under the morning sun. On the back, he had written, "For Lily, thank you for making my city feel brighter." I felt tears fill my eyes. Happy tears. We hugged tightly. "I will visit you," he said. "I hope you do," I said softly. On the plane back to the United States, I looked at the photo again and again. I remembered his smile, his kindness, and the way his presence made me feel seen. What started as a simple work reward turned into something much deeper. I realized that sometimes life surprises us in the most unexpected places. Sometimes strangers become the most important people in our stories. Sometimes a journey that feels ordinary becomes a beginning of something unforgettable. When I returned home, Ethan and I talked every day. We shared pictures, stories, and little moments from our lives. And every night before I slept, I smiled, knowing something beautiful had begun. Even now, when I think about that trip, I realize how much it changed me. It taught me that life is full of unexpected gifts. It taught me that kindness matters. It taught me that meaningful connections do not wait for perfect timing. And it taught me that sometimes the greatest adventures begin the moment you step outside of your comfort zone.